What's up, everybody? So it's been pretty much a week, or it has been a week since the release and launch of the PlayStation 5 and a lot of next gen consoles and exclusive games for those consoles as well. So, with that being said, how do I feel about it? Was it worth it? Have I had any problems? Do I see any improvements? Um, let's talk about that now. All right, so it's been a week. The PS5 has been out, and I want to start with how many issues I've had with any of the first week and launch. And one thing I will start off with is that I didn't like how the transfer data system works because I do have an external hard drive. So I didn't like that. It was not really cool of how some, and maybe this is up to the game, the actual game developers, and maybe that is just PlayStation. But I didn't think that it was cool. One, that we couldn't use our existing external hard drives for PlayStation games, and including the fact that I have um, a exact PlayStation 2 terabyte external hard drive from them, has the logo and everything. So, being that you couldn't use that, it was not accessible, whether internal or external, extra hard drive. That kind of sucked. And the fact that some games from the PS4, even if you had it transferred over, it didn't really matter because it's just completely next gen or different game experience. So I thought that was kind of lame. I will say there was a problem. I have experienced other people I've talked to, and I've seen other people on YouTube have problems with streaming, and I thought it was just me. And I was like, I've never had this problem with a lot of stuff streaming wise lately, and it's just weird. And I chalked it off to them needing to do updates and things need to just be checked. And we even had the Wi-Fi guy come over and was actually free of charge and checked everything out. Uh, kind of kept us up to speed and helped us out the best he could with changing stuff out. But the stream after that, my test stream for about an hour kind of ran smoothly, and that was with someone else actually using the land wire. So there were a lot of people that were just getting blue screen, and I thought that was just kind of whack. Like, Sony, you got to do better. If you it was a lot of stuff, and I just feel like the actual day one and week one updates, I think, is just kind of like a bummer at this point. I don't think for a next gen that I should, you should. I think it should, day one, it should be good. That's just me, at least internally. Like, as far as the software and the firmware updates and all that stuff, like, I feel like it should be up to date day one. But I guess, trial and error with so many people, that's bound to happen. You didn't see that. That's bound to happen for these next gen consoles. So I don't blame them so much. I just feel like it's kind of a hassle. So what I think is going to be a remedy if I have to do anything is actually using my Elgato HD60s. They're actually pretty solid. You can catch them, I think, by now for around $100. I got it for a little under that, I believe, if I can remember. So I think that's the route I'm gonna have to take if it gets out of hand, and especially anyways with being able to use Streamlabs and stuff like that. So I have a couple. I have a laptop, all-in-one PC, and that's about it. So HD 60s Elgato is definitely a way to me, especially doing a lot of retro gaming and a lot of Twitch streaming in general. which that is in the link in the description below, and I stream at least 2 times a week, just so you guys know. So what do I like about the console? Everything, pretty much. I like the download speed. I like how they give you a choice between the enhanced graphics and just better, or enhanced resolution and stuff, and then actually being able to have a game run at 60 FPS and it just runs smoothly. And I haven't been able to test every game out yet, but a lot of games have played smoothly. I did update a few games that I ended up getting for really cheap, so I acquired Demon Souls on that list and Ghost of Tsushima again, because they added the online, and I was going to get it back either way, but so I'm really excited to test those out like hardcore and get into those. And this beauty right here, this controller is amazing. I don't even know how to explain how like I feel like two different things is going on. Obviously the game, and then the controller. The fact that there's not just a different vibration in the controller itself, and the fact that the touchscreen or on the sensor on the pad is actually way better. I love how the buttons are and how stiff actually the D-pad is. It gives me a lot of clarity and a lot of smooth, because some games you obviously don't use it, but some games you do. And I've had no problems with the analog. There hasn't really been any real big lags after I went to my in-game settings and changed it to 60 FPS, unless I change it otherwise in a game. I've had no problems. And the triggers have different pressures in them. So the trigger will squeeze really hard or it'll be really loose. And it just changes. So in Spider-Man, whenever you're swinging and gaining your momentum, it'll have you can feel the build up, and it'll have a build up pressure in the triggers, and it changes. In 2K, when you're playing defense on somebody and you're going back and forth, or even if you're running up in court and you're really fatigued sometimes, it's like pushing a brick or something in a controller. It's amazing. It's amazing. The Astros Playroom was a game that just displayed all the facets of what this controller do. And I explained to somebody that this to me is like having Joy-Cons on steroids, crack, heroin, meth, speed, you name it, it's on it, and I love it. Keep it up, Sony. I wonder if, because the controller does have updates, so I wonder how far they'll be able to take this and what games that they'll have out there and make these. Because now I'm really interested in getting games like Astro's Playroom, because there's a lot of games out there that I know people are going to make, so I'm really curious to see how it's going to be. The update and download speeds are quick, and sometimes I don't even notice them. Whenever you boot up the PlayStation, it will give you a menu of how, like, what things you have missed, what was updated, any messages. And I know they used to do it in a way on the PS4, but it's just it's way more, a lot of stuff is way more, organized and right there for you. Like, you don't have to close and go into a bunch of menus and this and that that kind of disrupted the game flow. What I love, another thing that I love, is the PlayStation Share with other people. It is smooth, it's flawless. I love that you can enlarge somebody else's, a friend's gameplay, or whatever. You can enlarge the gameplay or you can shrink it down in the corners. I love the help with the trophies that they show you in the videos, so you don't have to go looking on YouTube or Google or asking the threads and stuff. Like, amazing. You know, I can't complain too much about the system, but I will say there are things that Sony could improve on, and I think eventually they're gonna have to come out with not just their recents and the chapters, because what I would like to be able to do is be able to go into another menu or a couple menus and my other game, especially if it's digital, if I have a digital game going and then a disc game going, I would like to be able to go back and forth between them or in apps and stuff without having to restart the game. Another thing that I would like to see is a black controller. The reason why that is I definitely see these just in general. Frequently, people are going to have to wash your hands to make sure that this stays white. So I think I will try to find the most controller sensitive case and try to put it on this. I have not seen any solutions to where you can buy it other than skin it. They did have some PS5 skins. I don't know if those are on pre-order or just what they hope to have in stock soon, but I've seen a lot of DIYs. So if you're into it, changing the panels, what I think I'm gonna end up doing is making one panel one side and another panel another side. I haven't really ran it vertically. I do have it on the base, and I like how they did that actually, because it was really smart how they have the cap placement, how they do the screw, and it's really easy to tighten in. A lot of the games do run a lot better than what I thought they would, and there's some games I'm disappointed in. I'm gonna try and do a game review each week or something to talk about some of these next gen games, because I will say that there is a difference already between the NBA 2Ks, and I'm not really happy about one of them. So tune into to that video whenever I get to it, and you guys be patient on the consoles. They will be out. Just take your time. They'll be out for Black Friday. Stores are restocking all the time. So it's just like the Pokemon cards and now the consoles and sometimes the video games whenever the pandemic first hit, the older retro stuff and the Nintendo Switch at one point in time were crazy, and now stores are full of them. Can't get rid of them, and that's including some of the Animal Crossing ones that were special edition, and people were going like, I know a lot of people bought Switches for 5 and 6 and 700, and now they worth 3 and 2 and 195 on Facebook Marketplace. So don't be that person. I see people, including in my city, that have Xbox One and PS5 or Xbox Series X and PS5 for sale, and they want 800, 900, 1,000, 1,200, 700. PL me and I'll tell you the details and all this other stuff. Don't do it. Just be patient. It's not that that it's not worth something getting. It obviously is, but it's worth getting, but don't overexhaust yourself trying to get it. It's gonna be obtainable. I believe Microsoft may be the only people having a problem with getting supply out, because I know Amazon pushed some of their orders back to December, and meanwhile they've done a couple restocks for PS5s. So I think the PS5, safe to say, will have healthy restocks throughout, up until, I want to say, beginning of the new year. They might take a brief pause and then get back to people around February, March, or they might keep going. So don't worry, they restock all the time. Catch a Walmart, GameStop, Best Buy, Target, all that stuff. I know the box is crazy. And for those, and maybe nobody stayed this long into a 14-minute video, but for everybody that's saying, "Oh, that's why I didn't get the console because I knew it would blow up," and I'm just stop, dude, stop. Because if somebody was to drop by your house and give you a free console right now, you would say, "Yeah, wouldn't you?" I know you would. So don't act like old sour Betty. Like if you missed out or you don't have the money or you truly are just not interested, don't be a sourpuss. And for the PC people, congratulations. You paid just as much as more for your console. So everybody be cool, be friendly. It's all fun and games, all the jokes and stuff, that's different, but there was a lot of true venom and hate, like people wishing people stuff blew up, and a lot of that's why I didn't get it, because it does. My console's been fine, and I know a lot of people console's been fine. It's a lot of updates that they're going to need to do. Obviously, that's they do all the time, but I just want to let people know the third run for PlayStation 4 and PS3, those were just as likely to blow up and did as a launch console. I know a lot of people with launch consoles from the PS4 and PS3, and they're still fine to this day. So even if I didn't get one, I don't want any venom for nobody other than the people that's obviously doing bots. Like, that's just kind of whack at this point. Like, there's no need, especially in a pandemic. Like, you can see a lot of the greed going on for certain things, but just rise up, be cool. I'll let y'all know if there's any updates with this PlayStation 5 and if there's any troubles out of it and any improvements. Let me know if you got the PS5. If you didn't, while you're waiting, just let me know in the chat, you guys. Appreciate it. Thank you. Take it easy.